All right, guys, we are now in game number 3 here. Team DOGKaiser, Team DivA, Midwars competition face-off, where you get to check out the Midwars map. Zuri, you're joining me. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing great. It has been a pleasure so far, and just like that last game, I'm really looking forward to the picks here. In game number 3, I called that it would be a 2-1 after both DOGKaiser and DivA said it would be a quick 2-0 for their respective teams, so I'm feeling pretty good about my prediction.
Yeah, that's right. I definitely went 2-1 DOGKaiser as well, so I guess in that sense a little bit of bias going on, so we'll see. Phil, how you doing, buddy? You joining us as well?
I'm good. Looking forward to seeing what insanity lies here. So obviously artillery not going to making his way back into the game. No surprise there.
No double bans. Both teams banning 1 ban each, so well, 3 total for either team. So we got 6 bans total as a result of that. Again, you do the 3 blind bans on either side, and then you go into an all-pick mode. So Devour, Alonia, Draconis, Artillery, Behemoth, and Flint Beastwood were the 3 bans here. And Dr. Repulsor, as we talked about last game, also a gentleman's ban between the 2 games. So lineups, though, let's go over that. We'll start with the Legion team. Over here on Team DOGKaiser, we are looking at Witch Slayer, Soul Reaper, Hammerstorm, Gunblade, and Nighthound. So the Gunblade pickup here from good old Team DOGKaiser. Again, a hero not personally too familiar with, and one of the newer ones, but maybe they're wild card here. This being game 3 and all.
Yeah, I mean, Crippling Slugs does do an AoE, has an AoE cone, if you want, I mean, not kind of more of an AoE line forward that will slow anyone in its path, so I could see his utility there. Interesting that they go that Nighthound picked as well. It seemed that last game Nighthound, I mean, of course they did win, and Nighthound didn't hold them back, but he didn't seem to be the reason they were winning, so kind of interesting to see Nighthound yet again here.
I agree. That is the stand-on. 100% right. I mean, really last game, they won, sure, but I don't necessarily think Nighthound was the big impact for that. Of course, it definitely was artillery. So what do you think? What do you think, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Nighthound really did anything in that last game. He got himself killed a little bit early on, but I don't know. We'll see. As for the rest of the lineup, you know, Soul Reaper is a unique hero in the fact that he's got great carry, like tank carry potential, but the problem is with heroes like Aluna and Emerald Warden, that it's only a matter of time before they start hitting extremely hard. So I don't know how well he's really going to function. Although with that AoE heal and damage, I mean, he can definitely be really strong. So I don't know. We'll see. It's my first experience with him in a mid-war thing. I've had Defiler a couple times, which has been pretty decent. But we'll see what goes on with Soul Reaper here.
We will indeed. So Team DOGKaiser, we'll see what they bring to the table. Team DivA, on the other hand, of course, they won the first game. Team DOGKaiser winning the second game, thus leading us into this third and final game. Their lineup is looking like Emerald Warden, Aluna, Gladiator, Thunderbringer, and then Jeremiah. And I say it like that because Idager once again playing that heal support, but the first 2 games played a Cursed. He wasn't banned or picked this game, it's just for whatever reason, feeling Jeremiah would be the better pick this time around against this Legion team. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Jeremiah in that last match. Sort of, Phil was weighing the pros and cons of Jeremiah over a Curse, and of course, Jeremiah does have some more AoE potential as far as that ulti is concerned, and Repel definitely a powerful mechanic to avoid those stuns. But we'll see if it's really has that profound difference between a Cursed here. I mean, a Cursed really did a good job. That hero that got initiated on a Cursed seemed to be able to keep them alive pretty well as far as being able to dispel and then drop that heal bomb. So, I don't know, like I said, I was skeptical about how effective a Curse would be, and Idager was super effective. So,
yeah.
I'm not too eager to say Jeremiah is not going to be too great here.
Right. I think that the difference is that you can apply Fire Shield to remove a stun or keep someone from death, but also heal them with Cauterize with the Cursed. You can't do that with Jeremiah, you know what I mean? If you cast Protective Charm on them, you can't heal them. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's a little bit risky, I think, to have Jeremiah over a Cursed. I think a Cursed is a little more safe, but Jeremiah can provide more benefit. that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think too. I mean, obviously the biggest benefit of a hero like Jeremiah or Curse, well, maybe not even biggest, but is a protective charm in the sense that immune to all magic. And so I'm looking at this Legion team, but I think Gunblade deals a decent amount of physical, and obviously Nighthound could eventually, and even Hammerstorm for that matter. So I don't know if even that makes sense to go with prioritizing the protective charm over a hero like a Curse. But anyways, he goes Jeremiah this time around. It's kind of funny that we're all here we are in a Midwars game going, why would they pick Jeremiah over Cursed? If you said that in a regular game, that is just absolutely ludicrous. But again, that goes back to the idea that this is a completely different style of game. Not only it's not just a different map, it really is a different game mode, which does make it great. So. Mana batteries picked up into the power supplies, as you mentioned, though. Both teams not only getting all mana batteries, but they also get that early Ring of Teacher. So again, it goes back to the fact that you're all clumped up. Having an item like a Ring of Teacher, if you don't have it and the other team does, I mean, you're way behind already. So definitely smart that, of course, both teams go in that, and as well as all the mana batteries like I talked about.
Yeah, and throughout these 3 games, we've sort of been able to observe what seem to be the staple heroes: Emerald Warden, Aluna, Thunderbringer, Hammerstorm, even Witchslayer. All heroes that we've seen. I think all 3 games. I know I've seen Witchslayer in all 3, but the others I listed quite popular, and rightfully so. You can see very clearly how they have that powerful impact. And this is the second time we've seen Gladiator, as we mentioned. His passive, very, very effective here with everyone all clumped up.
Yeah.
No, like I said, it comes down to long-range chip damage abilities that you can use without necessarily activating a player's power supply, which helps to keep them from being able to regenerate health and mana as often as they might normally. Like, Gladiator is an excellent hero for that because he's got such a long range on Pitfall, and because just the nature of Midwars with heroes being clumped up around creeps or clumped up in general, I mean, it's pretty difficult to miss a Pitfall, especially if someone can land something early on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And we see him using it constantly, set up that initiation. And also, obviously, the ultimate, the call to arms, we've actually been seeing that nifty new animation coming out from the call to arms and how massive it actually is and noticeable it is for the other team even. But we have seen the first game, of course, when it was used, we definitely saw that quite a bit as well. But it definitely seems like Emerald Warden is a very solid choice here, too. In fact, DivA playing in all 3 games goes to show his diversity, right? Stepping it up and playing the same hero every single game, but hey, as I said, this is a competition. I mean, obviously it's a lot of fun too, but both Team DOGKaiser and Team DivA, they're definitely very competitive, and they are taking this seriously in that sense. So may not be going for the 100% entertainment factor, not because of that, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, bragging rights from the office are certainly very important.
Yes.
I can understand that. Emerald Warden, you can see why he fits into this. Looks like you can see him engage here. Still no Bloodlust. Is this going to be the time? No, it is not. Everyone's going to be able to survive safe and sound. But Emerald Warden kind of perfectly built for this. As we've talked about, those wolves doing that, steady damage. You don't have to aim, just jam the button. And of course, Gawain, that constant mechanical damage, whatever you want to call it, where it's you don't have to control it, so it's super high DPS. Let the computer take over the DPS work. This is very nice for Emerald Warden.
Emerald Warden is really good at controlling team fights, even in normal, normal mode matches where, you can lay down. You can see how DivA is actually choosing to just stick with the Overgrowth and Hunter's Command. I wouldn't be surprised to see him begin to max Overgrowth before he starts getting silencing shot. It's just so good at being able to control, where your team fight actually occurs and how effective the opposing team can be. So if you have those heroes like Nighthound who rely on being able to jump in and get in close range, it can be really, really devastating for him to be caught in such a position. Yeah. So.
Oh, we see the hammer stun coming out right there, but again, protective charm applied just in case. And Jeremiah going to help Gladiator be more than fine. Obviously, the Ring of Sorcery being used on top of that. So, again, while it is still a little bit slow here early on, 7.5 minutes in, actually no Bloodlust kill just yet. Again, it starts slow like this usually in Midwars, but then once it picks up, it just is non-stop. As we saw in those first 2 games, of course, this top spot right here, every 2 minutes, just like in the normal game, a rune will spawn. Only at the top side, though, so there's no RNG factor there in that sense, other than which rune it will be, of course. But you do constantly see teams going up there, so in case you were wondering. Also, you do not lose any gold if you die. Of course, the other team still will get gold if they kill you, but you don't lose any gold if you happen to die. So you'll constantly see people go over to Transmutant killing themselves, as well as the creeps. Emerald Warden taking a lot of pressure. Bloodlust kill. No, not going to happen right there. As a great clutch out the last second from Idager once again on that Jeremiah to keep Emerald Warden alive. So Back and forth is starting to pick up, though. Again, as these levels start to hit, level 4 now for most people. In fact, everyone. Yeah, well, no, level 3 Thunderbringer, actually. He's behind, but...
It's amazing how different all three of these games has been. You know, the first game was a little bit more back and forth, pretty even for the early stages. That second game was super aggressive. We saw non-stop damage until DOGKaiser's team could take over. And now in game 3, it feels kind of like Farmville. I mean, everyone's playing super passive. We see 8.5 minutes, still no bloodlust. We haven't really had too many close calls. We've seen a little bit of damage exchange, but no one's gotten to that, 10 HP range and barely surviving or anything like that. So surprisingly passive. One of the other things that I was sort of considering, Phil, does this little creep camp ever come into play? I mean, is there any motivation to take one of your heroes and just continually clear that camp for the bonus solo XP on your carry?
Keeper the forest up and go just farm up there.
Yeah, can we get a jungle hero in here? I mean... Is there a point to these creeps being here, I guess?
I mean, it's more or less another way to get yourself killed if you're extremely low health early on. I mean, I guess you could possibly do something like run a parasite, but I mean, even that would be a little bit risky. And
I'm guessing you can stack it, by the way.
I have no idea, to be quite honest. See DOGKaiser doing a nice job of avoiding that pitfall. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's more or less just there to be able to kill yourself with, kind of like Transmute Sign is.
I mean, for a Parasite, yeah, that makes sense, obviously, because obviously he's in it for Ophelia for the matter, you know. And not that.
Well, I mean, you could do that.
To pick up those two heroes in this stuff.
Font. I mean, there's a lot of different heroes, obviously, who can make use of it. And of course, you could always, take Predator or some shit up there to get a little additional experience early on from solo experience. But I really don't see any strategies being born from jungling or neutraling. Like, oh, I'm going to kill this one neutral camp per minute, and
does seem pretty not effective. If you really think about it. So, but yeah, that is actually a good point though to bring up. That again, this is the one that spawns here at the top side, but more so used it for getting killed more than anything. Which Slayer needs to be careful right there. Took a lot of burst damage. Another chain landing, great line still though with the Graven. Oh, the power throw nearly gets the kill down at 10 life, but he will somehow manage to live. Thank God, Thunderbringer not level 6, obviously. Or he would be dead right now. Good pitfall landed by Gladiator. In the meantime, at that choke point, do some more damage. The power throw coming out once again. But obviously, Witchslayer up here. And you see DOGKaiser going to get himself killed by those creeps, as we talked about. So obviously, no bloodlust, no gold loss. Just going to go back to base, get some regen with the very quick resurrection timer. And again, you see him porting right here over the ledge. Again, both sides have this. It makes you get yourself quicker, so you can get back quicker to this middle lane, as you see right there. Also, the Hellborn one having one up here. So in case you are tuning in late, maybe not got that from the first 2 games just yet. That indeed does exist. So I think this is the longest we've gone without a bloodless kill so far yet. But again, both teams, everything's on the line. This is game 3. Very intense. Want to make sure to win here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know which team is going to start to break away, but it is sort of interesting to look at DOGKaiser's team with a 1.5k gold, 500 experience lead, given the lack of kills. We're going to see an engage on the Gladiator here, and looks like this might be it. It's looking a little bit promising. One more hit, and they are going to be able to do it.
Wow. Charizard, Protective Charm. Clutch there. I don't even know if that actually did anything technically, but still, it was just so close to death. We do see the action picking up the great pitfall landed. Out comes the other side of the bloodless kill. Going to come out for our Hellborn team right there in Team DivA. So finally it happens. Thunderbringer running up in the front lines. Blast of Lightning going to be used, but not going to be enough for the kill. However, another kill happening on a Soul Reaper, and right now it is a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of the Hellborn team. Make that a 3-for-1. That's Muffins right there on Gladiator. Great pitfall as well. Double damage room though picked up by Nighthound. He was very low. Need to be careful there, but he does ninja that double damage room before Gladiator picks it up. So that's the good news, but still, Hellborn team, finally action starts, and Team DivA off to a strong start here now. Yeah,
I mean, you can see the synergy between Gladiator and Emerald Warden. Shero's got caught in the trap, set up for a very easy pitfall for S2 Muffins. So Emerald Warden proving to be super effective, as we talked about, that overgrowth really helping to sort of counter the effects of this Legion initiation.
Yeah. That power throw harassment constantly coming out from Pandaruhu on the Aluna. Obviously a very powerful tool to use this game. By the way, okay, so we keep bringing up the point that about Dr. Repulsor being the gentleman's band, people wondering, why he's actually considered to be so powerful in this Midwars. what would you say, Phil, why he's considered to be so powerful in this Midwars matchup?
Well, he's just extremely efficient. The problem is there's a massive team fight going on here.
Yeah.
Good call to arms coming out, and Hammerstorm really being the only one caught in there. Pitfall, unfortunately, not going to hit anybody as things just kind of go back and forth. You see that smoke cloud. The radius of it is actually quite large right now, only with 2 levels into it, covering almost the entire middle ramp. But, yeah, no, the thing is, Dr. Repulsor is, like, you just get some early farm into him. First of all, he farms relatively easily with Electric Turret. And then, additionally, on top of that, more initiation. But yeah, on top of that, once you start getting the late game and you get some items on him, I mean, you can just zip in and out. And the fact that everybody's almost always clumped together means you're going to be doing damage as you pass through them. And because you can also leave electric turrets behind while you're flying in air, I mean, he just is really, really frustrating to deal with. And it's hard to kill him already, so... even in normal mode games, you know, when he gets kind of like basic level farm, he can still be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, you know, multiply that by like 3 or 4 in Mid Wars, and you know, you're dealing with probably like I said, I think he's the strongest hero in Mid Wars.
Yeah. Well, he's the only hero to have that quote-unquote gentleman's band, so... Again, I think that kind of speaks for itself with that said. So, Gunblade dropping low here in the middle lane, but we'll be fine. But right now, 6-1 hero kill advantage in favor of Team DivA, but...
Yeah, look at that hero damage breakdown chart, and that'll tell you why it is 1-6.
Oh my god, you're right. Luna, Thunderbringer, and Emerald Warden all taking advantage of, as you put it, chip damage coming out there. Oh, Nightown had an invisible rune. He's not even level 6. He got spotted, though, by the Warden Revelation. The power throw on top, not enough for the... Oh, there's a Thunderbringer ultimate, though, and it will finish him off. So the Hellborn team, Team DivA, looking pretty strong right now with what's happening right now. But yeah, that hero damage chart is ridiculous. I mean, leading the way big time. 0% for Jeremiah. I like that.
I can't really, you know, you can't really be surprised. You figure the Thunderbringer puts out an immense amount of damage early on with single target damage, and Aluna's power throw is tied for being the most damaging level 1 spell in the game, doing, you know, 140 damage to the first target that it hits. So with 350 magic damage power throw that hits multiple targets, and then you add on 350 magic damage blast of lightning, if one of these guys goes for a codex early on, which would not surprise me, like, you're talking about just eliminating a hero almost immediately, which is why I always recommend going codex first on a hero like Thunderbringer specifically. It's a lot of single target damage, and can easily net yourself a kill really, really early on.
Yeah. Ooh, Nighthound. Once again, nearly dropping right there, but barely going to survive. But again, this goes back to Nighthound just not really being the most efficient pick. I do wonder what DOGKaiser was thinking. And again, we are planning to do a post-game interview, by the way, with both of our captains, of course. So we'll get some insight, you know, more of insight. Obviously, they've both played it quite often, having this experience here. You know, what they're thinking when it came to their picks, you know, to kind of get some helpful advice, perhaps, as everyone else will, again, be able to experience this Midwars map coming out on Friday. This coming up Friday, so going to be a lot of fun. But it looks like Team DivA right now, they're starting to get more and more aggressive here. They are pushed up on the Legion ramp. Obviously, all level 7s except that Gladiator level 6, but still above that of the Legion side. Again, pulling up the experience per minute chart, and that's definitely evidence of it right there. So just over 60 minutes in. Remember, last game only lasted about 20 minutes in favor of Team DOGKaiser. They went on pretty early for a victory. Probably not going to be that early here, but again, our Hellborn team, very comfortable lead early on.
Yeah, and you know, looking at the items, you see Luna has picked up a codex, so kind of to complement what Bill was saying, they can pretty much insta-give a lot of these heroes here on the Legion side if they time their abilities properly, which does make things a little bit more scary. Luna going to drop that stun onto DOGKaiser, although the Hex in return, it looks like they won't be able to set up a kill, though that power throw will... I mean, Luna just putting out so much damage non-stop, sitting 3-0-2, just power throw. Proven to be super effective.
Oh, we see you once again right there, but again, Nighthound just running back, hoping for the best. He did indeed get his ultimate at level 6. No kills happening from that Thunderbringer ultimate, and DOGKaiser, or not DOGKaiser, but Muffin's missing his call to arms, but there you see the kill onto Nighthound, and some more damage going to start being applied to the tower in the meantime. So the synergy definitely starting to work here for Hellborn's side. And another thing to note, too, they have yet to use that Soul's Blessing from Jeremiah. Not that that's a bad thing, because, well, frankly, they just haven't needed it yet. Itemizer's been doing a good job, not necessarily panicking, and not using it in situations where he wouldn't. Again, they're up 9-1 hero kills. A lot of pressure being put on this tower. I don't know if you're going to be able to hold this off much longer.
Yeah, definitely starting to look a little bit grim here. Yeah, that pitfall going to connect. DOGKaiser going to be in a bit of trouble. He's going to fall. DivA going to be able to pick up that kill with the Wolves. It looks like this tower is going to fall momentarily here. The glyph going to be used. Looks like they may try and score a deny. Is it going to happen? No. No.
Attempted.
No deny for you.
Yeah.
Attempted.
Tower goes down. Phil, when a tower goes down like that, and a lead like this happens, is it rare for the other team to actually come back in cases like this?
No, it's not. Midwars isn't over until it's over. That's one of the things that I've definitely learned. Where, you've got a team where you're putting damage on the enemy team's shrine, and then the other team comes back and gets a nice win, or somebody picks up that Doombringer that they've been pulling up for a while, and like I said, things can get really interesting with Midwars. Although with having a 10-to-1 hero kill lead this early on, and the team lineup that DOGKaiser has, which in my opinion they just got completely outpicked, I really don't see much chance for that to happen unless Hammerstorm gets really, really huge. Unfortunately, Hammerstorm has not really been doing much of anything as far as getting any kind of gold farm. And Midwars and casual mode in general, because Midwars is based kind of around casual mode as far as the way it functions, it's all about the gold you get from hero kills. You're not going to get, casual mode doesn't give you 100 gold per creep kill or anything like that. It still gives you the same, 40 gold. So you need to really be functioning off of getting those hero kills. And when you're not doing that, you're not getting assists. That means you're not getting gold. So they really got outpicked here, Team DOGKaiser.
Yeah, well, Team DivA feeling good right now, I'm sure, once again, as going to pull up his webcam, see if he's got a smile on his face. Not so much. He's pretty serious mode right now. Playing that Emerald Warden takes a lot of focus, right? Emerald Warden, you need to be sure to be ready. But Nightowl will jump in right here with the smoke cloud. Hits a couple of heroes. You see the Legion team making their way over. Nice hammer starts on the DivA, but there's a Charizard here, and the Soul is Plus used for the first time. Call to Arms also coming out, and the Hellmore team pretty much invisible right now. Invincible. Wow, not invisible. Invincible right now as they're going to chase back this Gunblade. Oh, nice power snap right there. On to Witch Slayer. They're chasing Gunblade. Don't think they're going to kill him. Hammerstorm, nice stun. Turnaround, perhaps, as another great smoke cloud coming up. And Nightowl not able to heal as a result of that. But we do see Nightowl getting picked off with Hammerstorm in the process. And this secondary tower is going to start taking some damage now. Nice snipe from Panaruhu once again coming out right there as well. Which they're going to run in after resurrecting, but dies instantly as a double tap picked up by XanderK right there on the Thunderbringer.
Yeah, things starting to look a little bit more grim here for our Legion side. Still a chance, as we've mentioned a couple times here, but definitely the onslaught continues as our Hellborn side continues to stay aggressive. It looks like the engagement is going to continue. Thunderblade going to go in and do a bit of damage. Luna actually going to eat that Hammerstorm stun, and Luna could be in a little bit of trouble here, as is Thunderbringer. It looks like Gladiator actually going to be the one to fall. He will get that pitfall off, but still going to go down nonetheless. The Hellborn team in full retreat mode here. Beautiful stun from Luna is followed up by those wolves from Emerald Warden there. Oh no, XanderK going to get taken out by DJ. So Nightowl going to get a little bit of vengeance here, but oh
no, so close,
almost
so close with that power snipe. Not going to hit though.
Nightowl getting a little sneaky here though.
I mean, what is Nightowl at? Nightowl is at 153 gold per minute, so never mind. Maybe been picking it up a little bit. Yeah, he is sneaky, obviously, as you mentioned, all the way over here. Maybe trying to take advantage of perhaps somebody porting in, but just picked up a Quick Blade himself. But yeah, ooh, this could get interesting. Oh, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Oh, the invulnerability. I thought he may have picked out the career. I didn't want to say too much because I do have some people around me that may be able to hear some things, but XanderK is definitely right next to me, so I didn't want to give away what possibly was going on. But Nightowl trying to be sneaky, as he said. Unfortunately, not able to pick off the patterns on that courier, which now level 3 Codex on a Luna. So as you mentioned, Phil, Codex, an item of choice here early on in this game, at least for the Hellborn team here. By the way, looks like Assassin Trial being worked on with Gunblade. See the broadsword and the steam staff on him, so.
Yeah, for Gladiator as well.
Yeah, very true. Of course, that's
yeah, no, I mean, for the most part, like the item pickups, if you're playing a hero that has good late game, like a Gladiator or an Emerald Warden, those types of things aren't really going to differentiate too much. The only thing is you might see somebody pick up something like an early Frostburn. Instead of going for, directly into... I mean, when's the last time we saw anybody pick up a Frostburn in competitive play? most of the time, if you're going to go pick up like Geometer's Bane, you just go directly into Geometer's Bane. So, but you'll still see people go through that build, the Geometer's Bane, or I'm sorry, Frostburn into Geobane and Frosted Skull into like a Savage Mace or Charged Hammer. But again, like this isn't actually casual mode; it's a little bit different. So I don't know exactly how that's going to function. And the other thing is, like I said, the experience is much lower in Mid-Wars than it is in casual mode as well. That's one thing I am noticing, is that I believe you actually, like in casual mode, you still get experience for creep denies, full experience. I don't think that you get that same buff in Mid-Wars, but I'm not really sure about that, to be honest. So, and also you get experience for tower kills and stuff like that in casual mode.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of action under. Soul's Blessing was here trying to keep Gladiator alive. Night Out chasing though. Can Night Out get the pass off? No, he cannot. Blast Lighting comes out. He will be taking out. Graveyard Stun missing, unfortunately, from DOGKaiser right there. And Icy Gunblade in the front lines. Uh-oh, he's in a lot of trouble though. He will go down as well as Hammer Throw. That power throw coming out from Luna. And there's that Codex Snipe to finish off Soul Reaper as well. So, honestly, Team DOGKaiser right there actually had some chances to make something happen. But again, just better response from our DivA team. And obviously, the levels and the items that they have definitely playing a big role there as well. You already see the Null Stone, in fact, here on Emerald Warden now as the GPM just starting to get bigger and better. And this secondary tower taking a bit of damage already. So again, really maybe one more push like that, and they could very likely push it in. Assassin Shroud, by the way, just delivered to Gladiator as well. So he's going to be hitting really hard now, coming out of that with the flagellation, of course. So again, Team DOGKaiser, strong position now.
Exactly right. Phil, I'd be curious to hear what you think about Demented Shaman in this kind of mid-wars scenario. Does he have any place at all? Is he just too squishy? I mean, the AoE heal, the ult, Unbreakable, he seems like a hero that could be...
D-Sham's good in every mode. I mean, there's no question about that. It's just about, like, whether or, like, how you're going to end up building him. Like, early game, he's extremely functional, obviously. As you continue to go into late game, you pretty much have to build him kind of carry style, going like Shield Breaker, Diminished Shaman, or Frosted Skull and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just, it's not that he's a bad hero, he's just not the best hero for Mid-Wars.
Yeah. That's the fun thing about this, though. Like, it definitely has got me thinking more and more about certain. Like, Voodoo Chester seems like he could be pretty solid in a game mode like this. A good, well-placed Curse of the Ground can really amplify your damage for the team, and as well as that Sikakta, just bouncing around. That with the large hero pool, over 100 heroes, of course, and Heroes of Newer. So, and as much as they've tested this map, which I'm sure has been quite a bit, I'm sure there's still, as it always is the case, plenty of combinations out there, plenty of heroes, ways to play them in this mode and this map that just have been undiscovered and will be for the community to discover. And again, they go, oh wow, what a combination right here! That Gladiator ultimate with 2 heroes, that Thunderbreaker ultimate code on the top of that. There's the Codex Snipe to finish off DOGKaiser on that Witch Slayer. Other than that, though, everyone's staying alive. So actually, the Legion team, oh, the Pitfall! What a Pitfall from Gladiator! Not enough to kill Burrow though on that Soul Reaper. Muffin's doing a good job, but not able to finish him off. So, but the onslaught is continuing now as the tower, you see this low. Night Out will jump in. What a smoke cloud, actually. The Assassin Shot going to come out from Gladiator, trying to stay alive, and there's that Soul's Blessing used for Jeremiah, but it is still activated. I thought it's on Nullfire Blade for some reason, but no, he still has it, and Nighthound actually gets turned around on, and the Hellborn team now making a fight back themselves. So when it seems like Team DOGKaiser actually has a little bit of momentum going, all of a sudden it goes right back in favor of Team DivA.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, the onslaught continues down here. DOGKaiser gets picked off again, and it looks like Hammerstorm not going to go down, but can take a bit of harassment. I mean, this second-tier tower now at about half health is definitely taking steady damage. I'm also sort of curious about Soul's Bulwark here in this matchup. I don't know if we've seen a Soul's Bulwark quite yet. Obviously, not one in this game. I can't remember seeing one in one of the inventories, so... sort of interesting as well. I would have thought that would be kind of a go-to item, just to start chipping away at the towers, and just as a a very solid aura pickup. Of course, transitioning into Demonic Breastplate. Kind of peculiar. We haven't seen it yet. Actually, well, Hammerstorm actually going to pick up the Soul's Bulwark as we say that. So
there you go.
There you go.
That is something I meant to bring up earlier when I was talking about the auras too. I mentioned Abyssal Skull, but yeah, Soul's Bulwark was one I was thinking too. But I don't think maybe we did, but again, it's been so crazy. It is hard to notice every fine detail by all means. But we do see this game, as you mentioned, on that Hammerstorm. Once again, that Gladiator ultimate coming out right there, and it will hit a couple. Oh, Soul Reaper somehow lives, but not long enough. And again, the Hellborn team continuing to charge in right here. Blast of lightning to finish off Witch Slayer. Nice Hammerstorm stun, but will it be enough? Gunblade trying to survive throughout all of this, as well as a nice damage return. Hammerstorm sitting in the midst of it, but that proved to be the wrong decision, as Gunblade will pick off Thunderbringer. But again, too much damage when it's all said and done. But Nighthound wants to fight it off, and again, that's a great thing about this map as well. The quick resurrection timers, it does make it pretty difficult to just really push in after one team fight. It's, as you call it, the defender's advantage definitely exists in this mode as well. So, nope,
yeah,
pushing them back.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're exactly right. Defender's advantage is huge here. We see DivA actually going to get taken out, but as we've said many a time, the onslaught continues. Look at that Gladiator going to pick off both the Nighthound and Witch Slayer. Of course, utilizing that Assassin Shroud, so well done. The power throw to follow up as well. Looks like Hammerstorm going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to get caught in that pitfall, but unfortunately Muffins will get disabled by Gunblade. Hammerstorm, one hit from death, down he goes. Pandaruhu able to catch up and finish him off. We see Gladiator in a little bit of trouble here, but there's Idager with the heal, and that will keep him alive. Aluna trying to line up that power throw. And it looks like they are gearing up to put some more.
By the way, I want to give credit to Dangerous Dan. It happened it happened right here at this Legion ramp where they were chasing Emerald Warden. Emerald Warden, of course, with a Null Stone, and obviously made the very smart decision. Instead of going for Emerald Warden with the stun, obviously, which would have just deactivated that and now stunned him, he stunned the creep right next to him. So just a very smart heads up by Dangerous Dan. Deserving credit right there. Want to give credit to where it's due. So well put on his part at that point. But now 29 minutes into the game. And it continues for Team DOGKaiser. I mean, any bigger items we picked up now. Spell Shards, look at that on Thunderbringer. As they are level 1 right now. How's big is that Codex? Codex is at level 5, of course, and actually a Warhammer now picked up by Aluna on top of that. The Assassin's Shroud, of course, finished on Gunblade. And Nighthound is starting to build up a little bit. He's got a Firebrand, another Quick Blade picked up, so he's starting to get that agility up there at least. That's a positive for our Legion team. And Nighthound will be a dangerous carry if he can get to that point. So
definitely.
I don't know. Maybe DOGKaiser isn't out of it just yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't count them out yet, but I'm a little bit more scared of this Gladiator here. Of course, he does have that Assassin Shroud, and he's getting a little bit closer to those Rift Shards. So there, could come that time where Gladiator just needs that one huge crit, and this Legion team will just really melt. We are going to see a huge ultimate here from Gladiator. They are going to move in. Actually, not going to pick up as many kills as I thought. The follow-up wasn't quite there. Now Gladiator going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be able to head out. There's that Thunderbringer ulti. And that is going to force most of Team DOGKaiser back. As we see DOGKaiser himself actually going to fall. A beautiful pitfall there from Gladiator. So finally going to be able to put maybe what could be the finishing blows in this tower. No, the glyph going to be used. Gunblade going to turn it around onto good old Gladiator. Regardless, though, the Tier 2 tower falls. Of course, the World Tree is exposed. And this is when things start to get really dangerous for our defending team.
Yep. And also, as Phil mentioned earlier, perhaps an opportunity opening up to maybe do that Transmutant Stein. We'll see if the Hellborn team looks to take advantage of that. But for now, they are still getting engaged in a big team fight here in the midst of everything as Witch Slayer dropping pretty low. Gunblade off to the side, but there goes that Soul's Blessing. And Thunderbringer will stay alive as a result of that. Gunblade goes on top of him, though, and finishes him off shortly after. In the meantime, Soul Reaper barely able to live. A great smoke cloud once again coming up from DJ on that Nighthound. Hammerstorm standing his ground. Dangerous damn balls to the wall. Not enough, though. Hat trick going to come out from Muffins right there on that Gladiator. As you see, that Rift Shards level 3 has been finished, so he is going to crit like crazy. We see right there 400 crit, and comes out and assists for the kill on a Witch Slayer. So the World Tree was exposed, and we're going to start seeing damage into it, and it is looking very close to a possible victory here for Team DivA. Can DOGKaiser hold it off? And they are going to kill Muffins right here on Gladiator, so holding it off for now.
Yeah, 2-for-1 exchange as things get started. The tree actually not taking much damage. The creeps are blocking it off for now. We'll see if DivA can stay alive. He may be able to put some of the last-second damage into the tree. We're going to see Thunderbringer get stunned, and Thunderbringer going to be in big trouble. Down he goes. The effects of Nighthound, as you mentioned, Breaky, Nighthound starting to get a little bit strong, doing quite a bit of damage here, and actually taking Jeremiah dangerous. Although the Codex going to be used, and a nice play from Idager to turn around, drop the heal bomb to finish off Nighthound. Gunblade now in a bit of trouble from Emerald Warden as well. He's going to fall to the wrath of Emerald Warden as well as Aluna, and looks like Soul Reaper may be able to survive indeed. So the World Tree actually regenerating a little bit of health throughout that battle, as we see Dangerous Dan is back defending in the most noble of manners here. We see Nighthound going to go ahead and engage on Aluna. See if she can get away, of course. Going to be able to use that Deja Vu, and she is going to be able to escape for now. Hammerstorm going to fall, though. Oh, man, the onslaught just continues, Breaky.
Yeah, Gladiator making some big plays. I believe I didn't catch it, but I believe he got a nice pitfall. Land on the Witch Slayer to finish him off, and that's what some reaction was coming out from that. But again, the World Tree exposed, obviously back to full life now, but it's just a matter of them winning and being Team 5. But even so, with a fast resurrection timer, not 100% over, even if that does happen. But yeah, I mean, Nighthound and Gunblade, Gunblade with that Genjiro, another quick play picked up, so he too is going to start putting out a lot more damage. Witch Slayer will get picked off though, and the Hellborn team looking to make the move right here. Hammerstorm holding his ground once again, and as you see, DivA will go down on the Emerald Warden. However, so does Dangerous Dan on the Hammerstorm. Witch Slayer picked off by Thunderbringer right there, trying to chase him down, but not enough for the kill. Another great pitfall. No, it is going to be spread out though, and they will get away. Witch Slayer coming back in now. Gladiator actually in a lot of trouble, and he will eventually fall. You see the red power snipe also coming in from Luna. What is Thunderbringer thinking? Xander K, that was just silly. Runs back in, ends up dying. But again, it is that's Midwars. You're not necessarily too worried about dying, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. A pretty big man up from Xander K, but as you mentioned, didn't work out too well for him. Gladiator now working towards Behemoth Heart as he is sitting on still level 3 Rift Shards. Interesting that he's going to move into the tank route. Obviously, feeling the need for more survivability. We see Pandaruhu taking that free trip back to the Wealth and compliments of Transmutanstein. But
no Fireplay is going to be finished here on Nighthound very shortly, and that will be useful against Arizaya. Of course, Witch Slayer again getting caught right here. Nice barrier idle use though, help keeping him alive, and see the power throw even going through. So Witch Slayer going to be fine for now. The Protective Charm Nullstone combination though, Emerald Warden, and that is not something you want to deal with. He does have a Genjiro himself, also a Slayer picked up. I mean, I got the tabs and all for items, and as you can see, I mean, it is really amplifying. Honestly, on both sides, but especially that Hellborn side, with the items that are being picked up. So, look at this, though.
Luna. Oh.
Are we going to actually see something here?
Looks like they may do. So maybe what Phil was saying is going to come true as far as being towards that very end, but just unable to finish it off. How fast can they take Transmutanstein down, though? Looks like the Legion team is going to pose a defense. Oh. And they are indeed. That's going to be used. There's that ultimate from Gladiator. Not going to connect, but a nice pitfall, and they are dominating this fight. They will pick up that kill on the Thunderbringer, but again, Dangerous Dan going to stand his ground. Unfortunately, just cannot survive that damage output from Aluna, who, of course, does have a Hellflower as well as a Thunderclaw. So Aluna is doing some pretty serious damage. We're going to see WZA in a little bit of trouble here. Gunblade going to get Hellflowered and will go down to the Wrath of Idager. So it looks like Transmutanstein may indeed fall. Will the Legion team come to pose yet another defense, or are they just going to let him have it? And it looks like it will be the latter.
Yep, Transmutanstein is going to fall. So for the first time in this series, we are going to see the items that, of course, drop as a result of it. So the buffs that we're seeing, so there's that Transmutanstein sight, grants clear vision and true sight around you. And as Zorgath goes down, of course, they gain the Invis, and as you can see right there, the invisibility coming out as it looks like Aluna actually has control of that. So that is, what, is the invisibility lasting? I'm not even sure, to be honest. I know they still have the sight, but anyways.
I guess she just gets kind of like an invisibility rune.
A little bit. Didn't seem to last too long, to be honest, but hey. I'm not actually sure how that works. But anyways, we do see more initiation right here. Gunblade is actually going to fall in the end. Soul Reaper, too. It looks like he's going to be picked off. And the Hellborn team making the final push right here. It looks like Team DivA may pick up the game here. GG already being called by Burrow. Yes, indeed. Team DivA is going to be victorious. And that means if you voted for DivA in the poll, you will be getting those 200 silver coins. So clearly, excitement on his part as well as his team. As far as DOGKaiser are concerned, unfortunately, the loss taking it difficult, as you can see. Again, two competitive players. Unfortunately, you can only have one winner, though. Congratulations to Team DivA.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that last game a little bit slower than the others, but Team DivA coming out ahead, as Phil mentioned earlier on, sort of felt like DOGKaiser's team was a little bit outdrafted, but we can certainly talk to him about it and see what they were thinking about those picks.
Yeah, and speaking of that, of course, we will be getting some post-game interviews going on with the two captains and the players, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely stay tuned for that if you're curious. Get their insight. What were they thinking? How they really just enjoyed it all together and what they expect of this to come. So hopefully you enjoyed, though, those three matches that we had. It was best of the three. Happened to go 3 games. Definitely a lot of entertainment there, guys. And again, be excited. I can tell you who are. We're excited here at S2 Games as a whole. I can guarantee that. I can definitely vouch for that. There's been a lot of excitement going around this map. And as you can see there, in this match here, I'm sure you can see we are really proud of it. So look forward to enjoying it, of course, coming out next Friday here in Heroes of New Earth, where you'll be able to play it yourself. Again, we are looking at the endgame stat screen for Midwars, of course, with some summaries to end it off, some awards that you get as well, so you can have fun looking at those as well. So interviews, though, are going to be coming up next. Hang tight, guys. We'll get those as soon as possible, and that'll do it for our coverage for today. But interviews with the two captains coming up shortly.